Hi there, I'm Andrea Koppel, and it's time for coffee, the podcast where you get to hear firsthand what the jobs and careers that interest you the most are really like. Hey there, Java junkies. Welcome to another K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. By the way, K-Cups come in 3 sizes, single, double, and triple shots, or roughly 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes in length. So if you don't have time to throw back an entire caffeinated career conversation, these K-Cup mini episodes of T4C can give you a quick caffeinated fix, whether you're on the go or you only have a few minutes to binge. So grab your mug and take a chug, because it's time for a caffeinated career double shot K-Cup with my guest, Jane Iredale. I read an interview, Jane, in which you said you don't consider anything you did professionally in your life to have been a waste. And that includes your experience working in a toy store at a local department store over Christmas when you were 16 years old.
I don't know where you dread that. Yeah, you're right.
So how is that the case? I'm really interested in how your toy store experience has been relevant to you today.
It's interesting you use those words because I use those words when I'm trying to describe to young people about how important it is to open themselves up to these experiences, because you have no idea later in life how useful they're going to be and that you can tap into them. So my selling toys, how did I know at 16 and the Christmas rush selling Monopoly sets that I was going to figure out, one, that I could actually sell, and 2, that the customer experience was so important. So I'm a naturally enthusiastic person, and I find that if I'm enthusiastic about what I'm selling, then it's not selling anymore. It's just sharing my experience. And that's what I found selling toys. That if I liked it and believed it, it was easy. And that later on, I had a similar experience when I was in between entertainment world and actually making some money in cosmetic. I was doing a multi-level with super blue green algae, selling it. And
I'm sorry, a multi-level?
I know, a multi-level. Well, multi-level is like Amway. You know, you have your thing and you work your way up the ladder, the better salesperson you are. So I was suddenly selling super blue green algae and working my way up the ladder so fast that people were saying, "How are you doing this?" I said, "I don't know. I just tell people about it and they buy it." So that gave me some confidence in the whole selling. But that was really minor to everything else that came together. So, for example, my writing courses, I realized I had bit of a talent for writing, not so much for creative writing as for telling a story, a real story, and editing, so making it concise. It came in so useful to me. And here, when I was the only writer and the only person doing ad copy, I can't impress enough this importance to experience everything that you can as you're developing your idea about where you want to go, where your passions are, where your interests lie. Gardening. I grew up in a family that gardened. We grew all our vegetables, and my mom, when she had the time, would like to prune her roses and so on. Gardening has become a passion for me. Now, that has been very important in what we do with our makeup brand, because I know what the botanicals are and how we use them. And it's brought so much authenticity to the brand because we really do care about the health of the bees. Like we do one charity a year around the environment. Last year it was about saving our monarchs. This year it's about the bees. Yeah. Next year it's going to be about the oceans. All of this adds a dimension to the brand that people, women especially, really find important in their lives now. When we first started, authenticity wasn't a word that people used about brands. But over the years, it's become more and more important in their lives now. People want to know who they're buying from and whether their values are the same, whether their philosophies are the same, whether they can align themselves and feel good about supporting that brand. And this is something we just came to naturally through all of these different disparate experiences that gelled into this.
Thanks for tuning in to this K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. If you want to listen to our entire caffeinated career conversation, please check out the show notes for this episode. Thanks so much for listening to Time for Coffee, where the professionals in the jobs that most interest you always have time to grab coffee 24/7, no matter where you live. I have one quick favor to ask you. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe to Time for Coffee. Thanks so much.